Some may call it functional alcoholism, but if you know anything about Ben, he's got vision with precision, microphones and a tinkle of derision. You're about to hear what beer can be. It's time for Barley and Me.
Welcome to This Is Why I Drink. I'm your host, Ben Rice. This is a Barley Me Pod-uction where I sit with very interesting people and I have some drinks. Could be whatever they choose. Today's guest is...
I didn't know that was my line.
Oh, sorry.
Kalea McNeill.
And Kalea, what are we drinking today?
We are drinking a peppermint tea in my favorite glass. This is a gangster wrapper. This is one of my favorite purchases from Cost Plus World Market. That's how I knew I was an adult.
Yeah. Nobody under 27 goes in there.
Peppermint tea with honey. Mm-hmm. And what I didn't tell you, something I do to make my tea bearable immediately, I put in a cube of ice.
Okay.
Just to kind of, so I can actually drink it immediately.
Okay. See, I got to know this stuff. We're supposed to be drinking the same thing.
Now, I mean, it's still very hot.
I mean, I don't know when yours got done being made, so maybe we're at the same level anyway.
It got literally when you sent me the Zoom link.
Okay.
I was like, that's why I was like, one sec.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, great. Then, yeah, we're at the same thing. And today we're drinking a STASH Peppermint tea. But yes. You don't really actually play favorites, right?
You know, I'm very unbiased when it comes to teas. When we start talking about alcohol, yeah, we have favorites. I can't just be having vodka that says vodka on the bottle.
Yeah.
Like, what's the name of it? It's called vodka? I don't want that.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like, but with tea, I'm not a tea snob. I'm trying to, I feel like I could get there, but I'm not a tea snob yet. Like, I don't have all the cool tea stuff.
Yeah, but what is it about peppermint tea that gets you to drink it?
I like, it's really soothing to the throat. I'm learning more and more that with what I do, my throat is absolutely my instrument.
Yep.
And when that's the case, it's not really an excuse. Oh, I lost my voice. It's like, okay, but we hired you for your voice, right?
Yeah.
So peppermint tea, it's just very soothing to the throat. Because honestly, what I used to do, I got this trick back when I was in the theater, is I used to put, like in the theater, like you'll have like regular tea, black tea, green tea, whatever, and people will put peppermints in their tea.
Okay. Like peppermint candies?
And it kind of dissolves with the heat. And I'm like, well, I could also just buy peppermint.
Save a lot of money on that one.
Yeah. And so that's how my peppermint tea was born.
Yeah. And it's also great for clearing up your nasal passages, so you get a more clearer voice.
See? Oh, so you researched.
I did some research. I figured I should do it so I could be like, well, there's also positive benefits to this. It helps with your gut biome a little bit. It's just helping your whole body.
Gut health. Gut health is important. Now, let me see. What glass is that you have? You have an interesting mug.
Yes. Mine says pansy all over it. Hold on. Get into the angle. It says
okay.
But it is a picture of pansy, but it also gives you, planting things for pansies.
Ah. Are you a plant dad?
No.
Bless you.
No. And I need this tea because I have a really weird nasal thing going on. It's called allergies, I think, is what they call it. But
it is, and it's been pretty warm out there.
Yeah. I don't like that. You're right. It came in right when that heat hit.
You guys took SoCal's weather, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, we're back to cold and dreary right now. It's okay.
Good.
We're like, sorry about that. You can have it back. All right, I did it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. My sister and her family, they're in Berkeley. Well, El Cerrito.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my nieces the other day, and they were like, "Oh, such and such, it was so hot here." I was like, "So hot there? What are you talking about? So hot there?" I was pissed.
Yeah, it was 85 a couple days ago. Gross.
Yeah.
No one needs that.
But you live in Sac, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, Sacramento gets ridiculously hot.
Don't care for it.
Sacramento gets ridiculously hot.
Yeah. Speaking of Sacramento, you're coming to Sacramento pretty soon.
I am coming to Sacramento with you.
Yeah. at the
for you, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be.
I'm looking forward to that. The bomb shelter.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you, I guess, new / barely used material. Is that the deal?
Yeah, whatever you want to do. 30 minutes of whatever.
No, I want to do what's on brand for the show. Tell me what's on brand for the show.
That's the idea, is essentially you can do whatever you want to do. If you got some new stuff you're working on or old stuff you wanted to repolish, it's an idea of you're passing through to your next weekend kind of show. It gives you a chance to it's like, oh, I got this bit that I really want to do, but like the next show's going to pay me like, $1,500 and I don't want to have it be bad, So this is a chance to like make a little money and like tighten that stuff for like a small audience, like 30 to 50, in like a little tiny piano bar.
I like that. Oh, it's a piano bar.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm wearing a suit.
Yeah, you're between two pianos.
That's classy. Bar. It's like Zach Galifianakis, but
yeah, very classy. Yeah.
Now you just had your very first one.
Yeah, with Steve Fury.
Tell me about it.
A lot of things went terribly wrong, and that's okay. First time, you can't control everything. All the media marketing that I did, they all responded like the Sunday before, like, "Oh, sorry, just saw this." I'm like, "I sent it 6 weeks ago, bro. I sent it 6 weeks ago." So I had no promo push, but I've got PR for this one, so we're good. Because we'll get the next one.
I've also I do my part as well. I have a couple of ads running and things like that, so I think it'll be a good time.
I think it'll be good. And then the plan was like we'd have the bartender go through the audience to get drink orders, so there's not as much up and down. And then the bartender got sick, so we only had one bartender, so that was tough. But other than that, I mean, I felt like it was definitely like 85% of what I wanted it to be besides audience level. I'm like, this is pretty much what I want it to be. I just gotta like iron out like 2-3 kinks, and then we'll be fine.
Now, my question for you, I feel like I'm interviewing you now. You froze on me. Can
you
hear me?
I stopped moving. I'm like caught in headlights.
Okay. But you can hear me though.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did we meet when I did the show at Cobb's with Becky and them?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah. When you were catcalling Ashley on stage.
Yeah, first of all, you didn't have to bring that up.
Well, I know.
Making sure.
Yeah.
That was where we met. Damn it.
Yeah.
Jesus. That video is hilarious. I've never seen Ashley turn so red in my life.
It was so great. I loved it.
It was. You gotta shoot or shoot.
Yep. Exactly. But yeah. So you've gotten into you've been doing comedy a long time.
Yeah.
Which also
this is year 13 for me. You know what? It feels like a long time, but then I'll meet other comics on the journey or whatever, and they're like 20-something years in, 30-something years in, and you're like, damn, I'm still kind of like a baby in this. I'm a teenager in this. Yeah.
Getting to where you are at 13 years is like pretty actually incredible. It's pretty rare to get as far as you've gotten that quickly.
Thank you. It's just, I mean, it was out of obligation, I was talking to a buddy about this the other day, and it's like, because it's like when I moved to LA, it's like I moved here with a specific goal. And comedy was never it. Like, I've always wanted to act like comedic acting, but stand-up was never really the thing. I did it once before I left Atlanta. I went to college in Atlanta. I did it once before I left there. Then moved to LA, but it's like, just like everybody else, I was doing everything but the thing.
Yeah.
Ran into a guy who used to run this bi-weekly show, and he told me if I sold X amount of tickets, then I could do like cold opens on his show. So I made sure that happened every week or every other week, and that just kind of slowly turned into me kind of dipping into the scene. But there's just always that moment where you're like, I gotta do this really scary thing and like quit all of the distractions. And that was in 2018 when I quit my job, and I was like, it has to all be stand-up and acting. That, like, I can't continue to give 40, 50 hours a week to these people.
Yeah.
Then I have nothing else to give to myself. Now, it made for some very scary moments and some very scary times over the years, but I'm glad that I did what I did. And then, I'm maybe one of the few people that I feel like the pandemic really helped me. everybody was forced to sit down. I think it put everybody on the same playing field, and I hit the ground and ran with it.
Yeah.
I was doing Zoom shows. I was doing this. I was doing that. Then when the world opened back up, it was time to go.
Yeah. And did you do any like sketches and things like that as well?
So I used to do sketches just as things would come to me. And what I mean by that is I'm not the, and I give kudos to them because their medium isn't easy either.
Yeah.
I'm not the Desi Banks, this is our shooting schedule. We have an 8-hour shoot day today.
Yeah.
We're going to bust through these 10, 12 sketches and then we're going to release them over no, like I'm the one, like if I see some funny shit, like, I'll make a thing on it and then kind of move on. I used to do a lot of parodies. Like I would do parodies of songs because I grew up a 90s kid. I loved Weird Al.
Yeah.
So I would do shit like that. But no, I let them have that. That's their thing. Now, if only they would let us have stand-up.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically you were doing just stand-up and then also like commentary of sorts. You would pop on your TikTok and do some commentary on some stuff.
Yeah,
keep it simple. Quick. No.
Like I do this thing on my page called the Bust Out, and it doesn't happen all the time, and I only do it on my stories because I'm like, if this lives on my page, I could probably get in trouble.
Yeah.
But it's just when I've gotten into it with someone online or someone, it's just what I don't understand about the internet today is there could be a video about something stupid Trump has done, aka just getting up and breathing.
Yeah.
And there
if he would stop that would be
thousands of comments that are like, fuck Trump, da 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 da, boom, 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 ba 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 ba. And then the moment I'm like, yeah, that dude sucks. Fuck you, N-word, dyke, blah, blah, da 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 da. And that's like, wait. I'm saying the same thing everybody else said. But it's like, also, I'm a comedian, I'm a writer, I'm intellectual. So I'm like, okay, fuck me, I'm a dyke, I'm a man, sure. Then I go to their profile and I'm seeing their ugly children or their terrible looking parents. And I'm like, well, now the world gets to see. So let's go ahead and put this on my story. I do a nice little screen record, and I just read people for filth.
Yeah.
And it's called the Bust Out, and people really like it.
Yeah, they do.
And sometimes I get reported, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's only my stories. That's a little boop. Okay, that's gone. That's fine. There'll be another one. Yeah. Unfortunately, there will always be another one.
Yeah, absolutely. So. And those are stories. They stay up for the full 24, and it's always funny because once I put the story up, my rule is I'm done with you. I have nothing else to say because I've told you to leave me alone and you keep going.
Yeah.
And it never fails is once the story goes up, now they're DMing me.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. No.
Nope.
You said this on a public platform. Your page ain't private, so let's go.
Yeah. Oops, are there consequences? Oh, no. They're minor. They're such minor consequences,
There's so much weird shit going on right now, man.
But knowing how to walk away is a really important skill that some people just don't master.
Yeah,
like,
I'm learning that. I'm getting better at that.
Yeah,
but I'm learning that because I'm also at the point now where it's like I really can afford to be on restriction for 30 days from this feature and that. Like what really got me about a month and some change ago, and it's all the powers that be because fuck them. But I said something about Melania Trump on Inauguration Day, and they took away my ability to collaborate. Now that's hit me hard.
Yeah.
Because I was about to go on the road. I couldn't collab with any of the clubs for 30 days. I was like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You got me. I'll shut up.
God, yeah. It's almost like, anyway, it doesn't matter what who owns Instagram, Facebook, and then or Meta, whatever you want. I'm not going to call it that. We're not calling any of these things, right? We're not.
Yeah.
No one's calling it Meta. Come on. No one's calling it X.
No, it's Facebook. It's Twitter.
Yeah. It's like, oh, is he a great, brilliant business mind? He took the one thing that Twitter had, a tweet, and it's like, we don't call it that. We call it a post. What makes you different? What makes you different? What are you doing?
A tweet.
Yeah, it's a tweet.
Twitter.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's Twitter and it's always going to be Twitter is when they introduce it as X, they always put in parentheses.
Formerly Twitter.
Formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, if I changed my name, ain't nobody like, no, like, it's Twitter, bro.
It's like, sorry, it's the one thing we did name. Sorry. We're just going to keep doing it. Yeah, like
Prince. We love Prince to death. We've never called him the artist.
Never called him the artist. No.
Nah, it's Prince.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop playing with us.
Exactly. So, how long would you say that you were acting or like pursuing acting before like stand-up kind of fell on your lap?
Whole life. I went to school for theater, so my degree is in theater arts. And while I was in school, unbeknownst to me, I was sharpening this tool that we now use on stage every day. When I was in school, I used to do a lot of hosting. I would host, step shows, parties, homecoming events, all this and that. So just, being on stage, live on stage at all times. And, as a stand-up, that's helping with what we do every day, whether it's crowd work or whatever. It wasn't until, my first stand-up was in 2012. I had just got back from the cruise ships. I used to DJ and host parties for Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. And after the ship, I went back to Atlanta, and a buddy of mine at the time, he was really the only stand-up comedian that I knew personally. And people would always ask me, have you tried stand-up? Have you tried stand-up? Just because I have just kind of that comedic personality. So I remember my first show, and it was the blackest thing I could have. I got a T-shirt made for the show. This is like an amateur open mic.
Yep.
Got a T-shirt
so everybody was clowning you. Everybody was clowning you behind your back.
You want to see the sweatshirt?
Oh, I absolutely do. I absolutely do want to see it.
I have it. I know I have it. Yep. This is the shirt.
Okay.
Hold on. That I had made. Is it too blurry or?
No, it's coming in and out. You got your Kalea with the microphone underneath it.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey.
That was my hood, my sweatshirt that I made, and I wrote out the set. But again, I wasn't the stand-up yet, so I'm writing out this set, Ben, like I'm writing the script. I'm like, and then my dog da da da, and then I da da da, and I memorized it
right
as I would memorize lines, and it went great. And for a while, that's how I wrote, and I'm like, I can't keep writing. I don't think everybody's writing like this.
No.
And excuse me, and that turned into I write with bullet points now.
Yeah.
That way I'm also like, if I ever lose something, you have no idea what this. It's just like like a topic.
Then dot
points,
dot dot
topic,
yeah.
bullet points.
Yeah.
But to me, I also think that helps me grow as a stand-up because I'm not reliant on just what's on this paper. Now there is a version of the joke where I have obviously tried to write it out, but when it comes down to like set list, this or that, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I think everybody writes differently, but yeah, for me it's yeah, like a name that you have for your joke, and then like bullet points when it's new. Excuse me. When it's new, I like bullet point so I don't forget the things I want to touch on.
Yeah.
And like, oh, forgot number 3, but nobody knows, right? Because it's in the bullet points. It's not like
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's funny how because there's a comic up here, Robert Emoto. He used to type them all out and then laminate them, and they had a notebook, and he would flip and he'd memorize them, but it was like word for word. And I'm like, but he's like a crowd work comic. I'm like, well, you know that you're not going to be tied to these words, right? Like in your head.
That's a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
Is he autistic?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
He doesn't give it, but you know what? No, he's super meticulous. That's the thing. He's super meticulous. That's a good point. Like it's gonna be perfect or it doesn't exist. Yeah.
I think he's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay, but I'm just letting you know what you described.
Yeah.
That's autism.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if anybody would know, it's him. His brother is actually a medical professional in the autism field. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah. So, and speaking of sorry, not autism, Jesus. Excuse me. Speaking of siblings in the medical field.
Speaking of autism, Kalea.
Yeah. Speaking of siblings in the medical field. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was you posted a story about your sister on TV.
My sister, yes.
Yeah. That was adorable.
Yeah, she is. Excuse me, she works at out of Kaiser in Pinole, actually. But she is the director of physicians recruitment for Northern California. So with that comes a lot of just community outreach and things of that nature. So every couple of months, she'll hop on the Channel 7 News in the morning and do her whole, hey, it's summertime, make sure your kiddos this and this. And I love to bust her ass for it.
Yeah.
And just like she busts my ass when I'm like, hey, come to my show. Like
I love that both of you are in community outreach, essentially, because you're like, oh, yeah, I was doing it for this cruise line. I was at the parties at school. Like, you're just like, we just build community. That's what we do. We're McNeills. We build
That's it. The McNeills build community.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
I like to do it. I'm like, that's what I do, too, but I do it so subtly. I'm like, I don't like to be the face of anything. I'm like, keep me out.
Are you shy, man?
I just don't like credit. I don't want compliments or attention. I'm like, no, thank you.
Oh, I can't wait to compliment the hell out of you.
Don't do it.
Show.
Well, I'm gonna bomb, so that way you don't have anything to say. That's nice. I'm gonna make you lie to me.
Do you have siblings?
Oh yeah, I got 6 sisters.
Where do you fall in line?
So I have 4 older, 2 younger.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, were your girlfriends, did they have hard times?
What girlfriends? No, I didn't start dating until I was like out of the house. No. I don't. They've met
okay, that's how we solved that.
I think 2. I think they've met 2 girlfriends ever. Yeah.
6 sisters. You don't mess around.
I can't. I get beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you're such a nice guy. That's the cure, ladies. Just have a bunch of daughters, 1 son.
Yep. Then
you'll create a good man in the world.
Yeah, and even then, we'll have struggles because we're dumb. And it's
okay. Well, that's just genetics.
Yeah, it's society. You know, like if we need to talk about it, like, you know, I wasn't a great early 20s guy. I think I was like 28. I'm like, oh, I should stop being a piece of garbage, maybe. So even then, you know, with all that, I still had to overcome a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lot of control things. I don't know.
I get it, but yeah, no, it's just me and my sister. But our relationship is interesting because she is 7 years older than me.
Okay.
For a good majority of childhood, I was just like the annoying little sister.
Oh yeah.
Until like college, when then it was like, okay, the ages kind of evened out a bit, but I bothered her for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. My youngest sister and I, we were like mortal enemies for like all through school. And then, now we're best of friends. We hang out all the time.
Gotta be. Now, is everybody in the Sacramento area still?
No. We grew up Midwest. We're all Midwest.
Oh, okay.
We're all over now. I got, let's see. 1 is in Sacramento. 2 are in Sacramento, sorry. 1's in SF. North Dakota still somehow. Tennessee and Oregon.
North Dakota, that's where you're from.
Well, okay. If we're gonna do where we're from, that's a different. I'm a military brat, so we were.
Oh, okay.
But it was a Coast Guard, so we were always coastal. We were always north. So we were like the furthest south I ever lived when I was a kid was Massachusetts.
Okay.
So Maine, Massachusetts, Alaska, Washington, North Dakota, Minnesota, and like 2 months in South Dakota.
I have a very special place in my heart for the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
My very first acting gig that I booked was on this show called Animal Kingdom on TNT. And my character was a Coast Guard person. There was like something going on a boat, And so I learned at that time, I didn't realize that there is an entertainment division of the Coast Guard.
Mm-hmm.
So literally anything that's ever filmed on water, I don't care what it is, there is a Coast Guard, offhand, just to make sure that everything is okay. But in this instance, since my character was Coast Guard, they had me like on the actual like boat. Everybody else on the boat was an actual Coast Guard person except for me. And so it's like I hop off the boat, I save the girl, and I hop back on the boat and do all this and that. And then at the end of shooting, the Coast Guard was just going to take me back to the docks or whatever on the boat. And they were like, do you want to drive the boat? And I was like,
ooh.
I was like, I want to drive the boat. And so they kind of took us out of the harbor a little bit. And they were like, all right, floor it. And I'm like, floor it. They were like, listen, if anything happens, you're literally with the perfect people.
Yeah.
If something happens. And like, I got to find the picture. If I find the picture, I'll send it to you. But there's like this picture of me, and like the moment I just hit full throttle, like I am grinning so hard, and I'm just like in my Coast Guard gear, and I went to town on that boat. It was such a good time.
That's a way better story. Well, I mean, I guess I drove a boat when I was like a kid, because my family's water based, because Coast Guard, you get it from somewhere. So I probably drove a boat when I was like 7 or 8, but it was like a little dinghy and whatever. I probably drew my grandpa had like a lobster boat. We'd go out and catch lobsters and stuff in Maine. Yeah. I think I drove that. But my first adult driving a boat was when I was a commercial fisherman, and don't recommend.
You're Gordon?
I almost got on this isn't not almost got on. I got invited to be on a boat that ended up being on Deadliest Catch.
Really?
But I said no. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was like, I would like to go home. This sucks. I hate this.
You were a commercial fisherman.
Yeah, out of high school.
Jesus, Ben, you're an onion.
I'm all over the place.
There are layers to you, brother.
Yeah, I got stories. I keep forgetting that I've done things.
No, I feel you on that though, because it's like to our point earlier where it's like I've been doing stand up. This is my 13th year now. There are portions of my life that I haven't even touched.
Yeah.
On stage, and it's like, will I get to it? When will I? Like, you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Until somebody asks you something, it's like, oh yeah, I did used to live on a cruise ship. Have you ever talked about that on stage?
No.
Oh no.
It's not relatable.
Why not? I don't know.
Yeah, just
you know what I mean? Like I don't know. So
I think it's because
there's so much in our lives.
There's so much you have to like establish because it's not a usual lifestyle, right? It's like, oh, I lived on a cruise ship. What does that entail, right? You got to like tell all that and like, where's the fun? Now you got to find the funny part and still get the information out. That's the stuff, man. It's tough. Yeah. Like I've been trying to tell boating stories for forever, and I'm just like, this is more of like a one-man show.
People are just like,
what? Yeah. But
like it's like a niche crowd conversation.
Yeah.
Like it better be a boating convention if you're going to tell those jokes.
Yeah, exactly. So the first time I was driving a boat as an adult, my captain was like, "Hey, I'm going to go take a nap. It's smooth sailing until this point. There's going to be like all these rocky, craggy, terrible things. Just come get me when we're like 10 minutes away." I'm like, "Okay." And yeah, man, he slept through my mornings. I was like shaking him and yelling at him, and he didn't wake up. And I'm like, "Well, I mean, I got to get back up there because rocky, craggy bullshit's coming up." And I like, and it's dead night. And so I'm just up there, just screaming his name over and over again, driving this boat through these things. They're like 2 feet off the bow, and I'm like barely missing them.
Good night.
My first day on the job. Didn't hit nothing, Kalea. Didn't hit nothing. We made it through. He woke up an hour later like, "Oh, are we almost there?" I'm like, "We're past it, man. We're through. Thank you.
I got us out."
Yeah. Terrifying.
You're a
white
goddamn
knuckling.
hero is what you
white
are.
Terrible. Terrible.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Don't recommend.
The water does what it wants to do.
Yeah. I got tendonitis day 3, like, because I didn't have my worm down yet to pick fish out of the nets. So, and we caught like 80, we caught 37,000 pounds in a day.
What?
37,000 pounds of fish in a day. It's just 2 of us in a net, and we had to pick them out. If they get stuck, you got to like pick them out. I didn't have my form down, so I like strained my wrist.
Awful, bro.
Dude, it's brutal. If they don't come out, you know what you do? You smash them in the face with a mallet. Like,
what?
Yes.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it was awful.
Not interested.
No, it was awful. That's like when they're like, "Hey, you want to come over?" No, I'm good. I did my one summer, man. I'm done.
You did that for a whole summer.
I did it for a whole summer. 2001. Couldn't go home on time because a certain something happened. 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where were you? What waters were you boating?
I was in the Aleutian Islands in Alaska.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Ben, you know what? You've stressed me out.
I do stuff. Yeah. But that was I didn't eat fish for like 7 years.
So how long were you stuck there? Like, I'm assuming September 11th.
Yeah. I think I got out the 19th or 20th, I think. So it wasn't that bad.
Well, yeah, you know what? You're not wrong, Ben, because that was just pretty much at the end of the summer. That was my first year of high school.
Oh my God. That was my first year of college.
And I was in ROTC.
Okay.
And I remember around the time that happened, we had just started, like, we were in school for like maybe 2 weeks, and once a week we would have to dress out in our Air Force uniform. And so with 9/11 happening, and then we're in ROTC, and then there were a couple of kids in ROTC that were Indian, you know, what have you, and people don't know the difference between Indian and Middle Eastern. You know, everybody, you know, there was a moment where everybody was Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
And so like we couldn't dress out. Like it was like a mandate that we couldn't dress out on our dress out days for fear that those kids were being targeted.
Yeah. Great job, America.
Crazy shit. September 11th was wild.
Yeah. I'm glad that we got to it on the podcast. This very fun comedy podcast where we drink tea.
You know, it's comedy.
Yeah. I'm just laughing it up over here about the terrible things that happen in the world. What a joy and a delight. How did we get out of this, Kalea? What did I do?
You were telling me that you were stuck.
Yeah, that's my fault. Now I got to get out of it. All right. So other fun work stuff. One time I got fired by my own stepdad. That was dope.
How did that go down?
I was a high school janitor for a rival high school. Kalea, I'm living life.
What did you do as the janitor to get fired?
Well, really, what it was is it's more of a layoff. I didn't know the difference. It was more of a layoff. They did like, we don't need 3 janitors in the summer for this high school. Also, we definitely were taking the key for the soda machine and opening it up and getting free sodas. But you know, that's probably
I feel like that's par for the course.
That's what I felt. I'm like, I got it with my lunch. I brought my lunch.
That's the spoils of war.
Yeah. But I guess that was like a problem. And then
they're like, no, that's stealing, you know, the ethics.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also this is a fun story that I forget until I tell these stories, is I was cleaning out the office one day and I was sweeping, you know, and the secretary's like, oh, do you have a girlfriend? I'm like, no. She's like, because you got some moves with that broom. I'm like, this is like a 30-year-old woman talking to me, and I'm like 16. Cool. You
were groomed, bro.
Yeah, they tried. Then they fired me.
That's nuts.
That's probably for my own defense. They're like, get him out of here.
Yeah. Like he has to go.
We got the secretary. She's getting weird. We got to get rid of the kids. He needs to go. That's the problem. That's the solution. Get rid of the kids.
Yeah, I was fired and supposedly got a lifetime ban. It's like when you have a lifetime ban, like how long is it really?
Yeah.
From Marine World, which is now, you would probably know it as Discovery Kingdom. The Six Flags in Vallejo.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I worked at that Six Flags from the time I was 15 until my senior year of high school. I started out working in the summer program with kids, loved it. And then I was a ride operator. You could not tell me at that point in my life that I was not going to work at a theme park for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was so much fun. Like, I loved it. Like, it was a great job. The food was good. Chicken strips and fries every fucking day. Like, it was amazing. But there was this boy who had also, and I was promoted, I was a lead, so I was like important.
Oh yeah.
And there was another lead, because the rides that I worked were called, so I worked children and medium rides. So medium rides are things that don't really leave the station. So like a ride that'll spin, or even like the hammerhead that goes around and around, the swings, rides that don't go anywhere, those are called medium rides. And so I was running the medium rides, and there was another kid who ran, this is so crazy because we're 16.
Yeah.
Running these departments is ridiculous. He ran the children's rides. And we were having our morning meeting in the little children's fun house, and me and him didn't really get along, and I said some snarky things to him. He said some snarky things to me. Called me the N-word. And I knocked his ass out. Like, I knocked his... I will never forget how fast I made it down those stairs. We were having a meeting, and I was kind of upstairs chilling, and he had said something smart. I said something smart. And he's like, effing N-word. And I flew down those stairs to that young man and I cold clocked him across the jaw. And then you got to, at the time too, I studied Kajikimbo from 5th grade through high school. So when he hopped back up off the ground, I was ready. I'm like, let's go. Kicked him in the face. It was a thing.
I mean, it feels like he brought it on himself a little, just a little.
A little?
A little. A lot. Yeah, a lot.
There are so many things that happened in childhood that when I look back on it now, I'm like, there's no reason I should have gotten in trouble for that. Yeah. And I remember they pulled us both in the office, sat us down, fired me right there in front of him, which is also highly inappropriate.
Right. Fire him first.
And
what are we doing?
Fire him was first, like, you can't come back, blah, 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 blah. A couple weeks later, I come back with my friend and her siblings, and they're following us around the whole park. Now, mind you, this is probably 2004, 2005.
Yeah.
So could I go back to Marine World today? I'm sure, but I don't know.
I feel like because I got a lifetime ban when I was a kid too. I feel like it's just like for kids. It's like as a lifetime ban. They're like, oh, these kids are going to take it because the kids are like, oh my God, I can never come back here. But I think it's really like,
yeah,
when you're 18, I mean, you probably won't because you're traumatized. But we're not going to make a thing of it.
Yeah, I'm traumatized.
Yeah,
it worked.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's really just until you're an adult. That's what I think. Because I don't think any adults are getting lifetime bans except for like at bars, and then I think those hold pretty pretty well.
I remember the last job I quit when I was working in 2018. I quit the day that Prince died.
Oh no.
I think Prince died in 2018. Hold on, let's fact check that.
Okay, we can fact check that.
Give me one moment.
We're all doing it. We're going to race.
2016. Oh, damn. I quit working in 2016. Okay. I got to start changing my stories when I'm
time keeps adding
telling my stories of my life. I keep defaulting. You know what it is? It's because what I tell people all the time, when you quit working, that doesn't mean you don't work anymore. That just means now you're working a bunch of little bullshit jobs.
Oh, yeah.
That's when I started Ubering and lifting and Postmating and all this and that before I was like established with all this. But it was the day Prince died. My manager pissed me off. I went on lunch break and never came back.
Yeah.
And here's my thing. If they're a good manager, like, this motherfucker's not even going to call me?
Really?
Like, what if I was dead? What if somebody had hurt me? I mean, if I was dead, I wouldn't pick up the phone. But you get me.
Yeah. But if you're not dead, you probably would.
Like, hurt. You didn't even check. You were just like, oh, Kalea didn't come back.
Well, I respected that.
Okay, you gotta give him that. No means no. My body, my choice.
That's wild.
Yeah, I don't believe in 2 weeks. They don't give you 2 weeks notice to fire you. Why do I need to give you 2 weeks? Because the moment you give somebody 2 weeks notice, now they're playing with you. They play those 2 weeks are the most awkward 2 weeks ever.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Why do we need them? Nobody likes them. Let me go.
No. Yeah. Fire at will, quit at will. Yep. Leave me alone. No.
Yes, agreed.
We're here, man.
Yeah, and we all quit managers. We all know. We all don't quit jobs. We quit managers. We all know.
That's really what it is. Yeah. That's really what it is.
Every job that I've left, I'm like, this manager doesn't know what they're doing. Straight up, doesn't know what they're doing. I can't work for somebody that I don't think knows what they're doing.
An idiot.
Yeah.
Can't work for an idiot.
Can't work for an idiot. Not going to do it. Like,
no.
Like, I was never like a person in a union or never striked for anything, but I have shut down 2 companies by leaving and taking employees with me.
What?
Yeah. Like, they're like bigger companies, but that particular section that ended up closing.
It's done for.
Yeah. Like, this is bullshit. We should go.
One of the best little bullshit jobs I had was actually during the pandemic. Because I had come back to Fairfield for what I thought was going to be like a month. Because we didn't know what the fuck was going on. My lease ended in March of 2020. So I was like, oh, well, we're on lockdown anyway. I'll just go home for like a month and then come back to LA. I was stuck in Fairfield for like 6 months.
Yep. Yeah.
So I'm like, I need to do something because I'm also going crazy out of my mind in Fairfield.
Yes.
I fucking was working overnight. My shift was literally 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. I was working 3 to 7 at Amazon in Vacaville. They have an Amazon warehouse in Vacaville that I was working at. Loved that job because I was also at that point I was well into what it is that I'm trying to do now. And there's that moment when, it's like, remember when you were like, 20 to 25, and there was like the weird ass old person that just worked at your job. Like, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah.
Like, go away. Like, I very much so, like, I understood all of that. So I'm like, I'm just going to go here for 4 hours and fucking sort these boxes. By the second week, they had promoted me. Because,
oh, no.
Everyone that works there is a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So they promoted me, and I'm like, okay, so I can just stand here for 4 hours and train people? Okay, bet. So that's what I did. And I just talked to people for 4 hours. Sometimes I would stay for overtime. And I mean, I loved it. I hate to say, I don't know that you're supposed to say.
No, especially you can't be working on the line at Amazon.
I got paid, and I had my little routine. I would leave in the morning. I would go to Jamba Juice and be back in my mom's house by 8 a.m.
Oh, so you're doing overnights? Okay.
Overnight, yeah, 3 a.m. to 7 a.m.
Okay.
Sometimes I would stay till about 8, 9. But yeah, that was me at Amazon.
All right. Nice.
Yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah. I had to be a trainer once, and then the guy told me how much he was getting paid to replace me, and I'm like, I think you can figure it out. I was like, no, I don't even make half as much as you do, and you're replacing me with double the cost? No, you can figure this out. You're smart.
Right, you got it.
You got it.
Have a good one.
I'll be watching movies on my DVD player that my work gave me. Thank you. Little portable DVD player.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I definitely still have things from other jobs that I don't know that they know I have. Like the iPad I have is from an old job.
Yeah.
I just never gave it back.
And they just write it off. It's a loss. Whatever.
They didn't ask me for it.
They don't ask for it. They're like, you got to give it back, but then they never follow up. Yeah.
It's like, that's another lie that they tell you when you're a kid, because I was in band. And they were like, if you don't return, I was in band and I had a brief stint on the golf team.
Okay.
Both of which, return your marching band uniform, return your golf clubs, return all school equipment, or you won't get your diploma. Well, let me tell you what I got. All the equipment and my diploma. Yeah. To this day, if somebody wants to go golfing, I'm pulling out the clubs that I had.
Let me get my high school hand-me-downs. Let's go.
I don't care.
Yeah. A club's a club, right?
They still hit.
They were made better in the 50s anyway.
Hey. Shit. These are good old-fashioned Solano County golf clubs, baby. You don't get no better.
Yeah. These are C-aged. We're good. I can take these to Ireland to do great.
Right.
All right. I think we've gone past our time as is required by law whenever I do a podcast.
Oh, no.
No, I don't.
I hope I gave you something all right.
No, you didn't. It was all garbage. We all know it. Kalea, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel it too.
No. How are you feeling having your peppermint tea at 11 a.m. on Saturday?
I'm going to make another cup because the more I was talking to you,
I'm feeling
the tightness. And honestly, after I talk to you, I'm going on vocal rest. I was supposed to do another podcast this afternoon as a special guest. But I'm gonna have to, because I have to get up and go, and I'll have to be very. I know that environment's gonna make me lit.
Okay.
Which I will. It's like one of those. Like, I have not been able to talk and had a show, and the moment I get on stage, hey, how's everybody doing?
Oh, stage health.
And then when I get off stage,
stage health.
So I don't want to do that. I got a lot of hosting coming up this week, so I'm putting myself on vocal rest. Also learned that from the theater. Take it. Is this people will watch? Hey, vocal rest is important. Do it. It fucking sucks because you're not talking. And if you're like me, you like to talk. Give your instrument a moment to rest. The moment you feel it's different. Don't wait till you lose your voice. The moment I feel I smoke weed. My vocal rest includes me not being able to smoke and, things like that. And so, so for the next 48 hours, I won't be saying a word to anybody but Rolo every now and again. And that's that.
Well, then I want to thank you so much for giving me your voice this morning.
No, of course. This is now, Ben.
I didn't do it.
It's you.
No, it's not.
It's you.
No. No.
I can't wait to see you. We're going to have a lot of fun. Thank you so much. for allowing Niles as well. I think you'll be really pleased with him.
I think I've watched like 56 seconds. I'm like, yes, that's a yes. That's a yes. Perfect. Yeah, it's Wednesday, April 9th, 9 p.m. The Silver Lining, 1414 16th Street, Sacramento. Tickets $30. Eventbrite.com. Come see it. Excellent drinks. Only room for like 50 of you, so you got to get in.
Oh,
early.
Excellent drinks.
Excellent drinks.
We're going out afterwards, apparently, too.
Oh, probably. That's most likely. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's a party.
And I do this every time I have a show in Sacramento. Gavin, come to the show, bro. Come to the show. I love you, bro. I love you, bro. Like every lesbian has they one. Let me tell you, Gavin Newsom, I'd climb that tree.
Today could be the day, or like a week and a half from now could be the day. You lead him back. Show the goods. All right. Kalea, where can people find out more about you if they want to follow you on you're doing so much stuff. You got festivals coming up, all that.
Yeah. I'm at whatever Kalea on all platforms. My website is KaleaMcNeill.com. You can, if you really want to reach me, just hit Ben up and Ben can reach me.
Yeah.
Ben is my liaison.
Yep.
That's it.
Perfect. All right. You can find more of me for some reason at barleymepod.com, or I used to say across social media. I realize it's just Facebook and Instagram at this point at Barley Me Pod. I'm not, the things are shut down. I'm not getting new accounts. YouTube, I guess, also YouTube, I guess. But yeah, thank you so much, Kalea, for coming on.
Yeah.
This was wonderful. I'll see you in a week and a half. I hope you get all the vocal rest you need and deserve.
Thank you, Ben. I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot. And for those listeners, thanks for listening. Have a good life or whatever. I don't know. I need a new outro for this. It used to be get home safe, but now we're not always drinking alcohol, so I don't know what to say. I'll figure it out. Bye.
It's all good.